Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Robert Canter. Today we'll be discussing the reasons why I'm ready for One Piece to be over. But before we get into that, click the links in the description below to get your copies of the Shadow Angel Genesis and the true story of Mrs. Claus. Thank you for your support. The One Piece manga was first published in Japan in 1997. The anime first aired in Japan in 1999. I was 7 years old when the world first met Monkey D. Luffy, and as I make this video, I still haven't seen him become king of the pirates. Right now, I'm driving myself nuts, waiting to see what happens to a certain character. Ichiro Oda holds the world record for most copies published for the same comic book series by a single author. It's been a wild ride, but I'm ready for it to be over. By now, we all know the formula for nearly every story arc. The Straw Hats sail to a new island, exposition, conflict, Luffy beats up the bad guy, on to the next one. It's been like that for 2.5 decades. At least the Big Mom arc had betrayal, redemption, sacrifice, some much-needed character development for Sanji, romance, and a guy who killed a man with a jelly bean. Imagine how embarrassing it would be to have that on your death certificate. I can't help but feel this would have gone faster if they didn't spend so much time on flashbacks and villain backstories. For example, in the Dressrosa arc, we spend way too much time on Senor Pink's backstory, even though he's only a minor antagonist. By comparison, in the second season of Dragon Ball Z, Ginyu was the strongest of Frieza's elite warriors, and even he didn't get a backstory. Now, I obviously have to give Oda credit where it's due. The fact that he can come up with all these entertaining, if bizarre stories over 2.5 decades, and holds a world record is amazing, but the point remains that this story is too darn long. By now I've had time to work out how this series will probably end. Now, these are just my opinions, so take it with a grain of salt. The way I see it, the 4 bullet points that need to be covered are these. Shanks dies, kill Blackbeard, Luffy becomes the Pirate King, the world government gets overthrown. If the world government is overthrown and the Straw Hats live to tell the tale, Luffy won't technically be an enemy of the state anymore, so his bounty will be reset, and he'll have one of his childish fits. One last thing. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm still hoping we get some sort of catfight between all of Luffy's potential consorts. I use the term consorts because I think we can all agree that love interest is a little too strong in this particular case. Luffy's one-life goal is becoming the Pirate King, but over the course of his adventures, there have been at least 5 different women who may or are confirmed to have had romantic feelings for him, though I'm sure the shipping community will tell you there's more. That's all I've got to say. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and if you really want to help this channel out, click the links in the description below and buy my books.